Hi again, YouTube. This is the operative here of Gamers Roundtable. Once again, saying out here putting another video here, I guess you could say. Right now, today's on today's menu. Excuse me, I adjust the screen here. We're going to be talking about the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo hit the North American shores about August of 1991, I believe it is, and sold shy of 50 million systems. I believe it was roughly the second home Nintendo system in which that was followed up by what we know as the Super Famicom in Japan. But like I said, I'm never one to call myself a historian as far as games, as far as that goes. But as we all know, I think a lot of us will agree with that the Super Nintendo wasn't the most aesthetically eye pleasing system we ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It just I guess it would at the time the designer just more focused on the inside. I guess they said beauty is more on the inside than it is on the outside. So it's one of those things. So, but it had one thing I think one people would agree with is the controller itself. The controller was, I think, a favorite among a lot of people because it would just seem like it was the next step up over the regular NES that was out before. It just seemed like just the next evolution in the system. You know, another thing that another people found odd was the release mechanism for the games. It just pop out like sort of like those old time Jack in the Box. If any people were old enough to still remember those, that's what it kind of reminded me of. And it just would just jump out your system because some will pop up so fast, man. You have to like literally grab it. It's almost like grabbing toast from a toaster. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of grabbing toast from a toaster, which is very funny. Some of the games I remember playing on this is Super Contra, definitely Super Metroid, because I didn't explain many times before. I'm a Metroid guy. Which is the funny thing is I haven't played none of the Metroids on the GameCube. But that's a story for another time. But I really love that because the playing Super Metroid took me back to '89, man. That time when I was, a young high school guy still playing Metroid. That alien, I love that. I'm just a alien fighter type guy. I love the so-called being the lone wolf, having the super futuristic weapons and fighting aliens. Man, it never gets old. Never gets old. I'm just sorry, it never gets old. But I the funny thing is about I have to say about this thing. I've owned maybe a Super Nintendo maybe like 3 to 4 different times in my lifetime. That I actually originally sold my very first Genesis One system to buy this. It was during a time in which uh, renting games were becoming more and more popular, and I remember answering the ad in the paper looking for used Nintendo games, and I went out. I took this bus way out to no man's land. Met this dude in the back room of the video store. Nothing funny happened. Nothing funny happened. I'm just letting you know, nothing funny happened. We just made a deal. Wasn't drug deals, nothing like that. It's just we made a deal. He gave me my money, and I took my money that very day, that very same day. Caught the bus back down, bought me a Super Nintendo, and the first game I bought was Ultraman. I wanted Sim City, but Sim City was more money than I got after the transaction after I sold my Genesis, so I had to settle for Ultraman. And being a big Ultraman guy, I enjoy Ultraman a lot. I really did as a kid. So that's another story within itself about talking about Ultraman. I can go on for a long time about being a fan of Ultraman. And those who remember it, Ultraman, pretty cool show. I definitely remember being a kid watching that every day when it was in syndication. But we're talking about Super 10 here, right? So, but the reason why I say I've owned it so many different times because it's been times I got pretty bad and I had to sell my system for money, and then I turn around and things will get good and I buy another one. Then it happened again, sell it. Then times get good again and buy another one. So I've had the system numerous times. You know what I'm saying? But the main reason you might say to yourself, like you look over next year, I have Donkey Kong Country running in the background. The main reason I have Donkey Kong Country running in the background because one of my fondest memories of the Super Nintendo is a Christmas. I sat in my room and played Donkey Kong Country with my mom. I love my mom very much, and I love her very dearly. And it was very, very cool when she came in my room and we played Donkey Kong Country together. It was just, man, it's just like one of those moments, man, when when parents talk about the fondest times they had with their kids. It's one of the most fondest memories of being, you know, I was an adult at the time, but it's still just being my mother's child, man. Just sitting there and playing with her and thinking back when me and her used to play Super Mario Brothers together and how we used to be competitive over that, and it just took me back and it just made everything, really cool, man. It just I can't put it into the exact words how happy she made me feel by sitting there and making me relive more happier times in my childhood when we used to sit down and play games together and just have fun. Just fun, man. I mean that's I'm type. I mean the kind of fun that money can't buy. It's just that simple. But I think there's the system had its time period and it was a pretty big seller for Nintendo, as we all know, because it would only go on to the next one. But do we really have to go to the next system, which is the 64, which I think I have already spoken of before, but if I haven't, I will put up a video for the 64 talking about my time with that. But I believe there's a video already up on that. So if you want to check out yeah, it is. It's my Nintendo Wrestling 64. Please watch that one, comment, rate it, subscribe, please. This one as well. Give me ratings, subscribe to this channel, and hopefully I'm hoping you like these videos I'm putting up here, because I'm doing it all because I enjoy watching YouTube gaming community. It thrills me to know there is so many people out there that love games and just have so much passion for this gaming industry itself, man. It's just crazy. It's just one of those things that it's such a culture that people are just have no how far, some just layman doesn't know how far it goes and how deep it goes. But before I sign off, I want to send a special shout out to Steven. And if he may have noticed here, I'm sporting a certain T-shirt. I don't know if I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it on screen here. WCW, Chris Jericho. Now, I am a wrestling fan, as you all know, and this goes out to Steven. I want to say just a special thank you to him because the guy has been amazing. He's been very encouraging. He's, helped me far as push me out there. Him, and also I think I have to thank excuse me, I apologize for that one. I like to thank my wife as well because she has been a driving force behind me doing these videos. But Steve, big thanks, dude. And Road Warriors definitely rule. But you need to check out the Brain Busters. I didn't appreciate seeing the Road Warriors take a beating to the Brain Busters, a.k.a. Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. That used to be a favorite team of mine, too. Now, a lot of the people may not know about these guys, but check them out, And I didn't mind seeing getting that fake team, Demolition, getting theirs during the match. And we don't want to talk about Powers and Pain, Warlord and Barbarian. See, I can go off on a tangent on wrestling, man. I could probably do a wrestling channel, but I just wanted, I just remembered I was wearing a WCW T-shirt, and I just wanted to make sure I send a special shout out to Steve. And like I said again, thanks again, dude, and all the encouragement I've been receiving thus far. I appreciate it. You guys take care. It's been a long one, and hopefully the next video will be up soon, and hopefully you enjoy this one. Rate it, subscribe, tell people. Get me out there, people. I need to grow. The ground table needs to be big. It needs to grow. It needs to be grow. I need the round table to grow. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Sorry. Just rambling off there. But I appreciate it, folks. Bye now.